All right, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. It is 2:30 Eastern Time. It is 11:30 Pacific, 1:30 Central. So we are back with commentary on the markets. Let's take a look at the boards and see where we are at. Let me get this one back over to single chart. There we go. And we'll take a look at the S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq. This is a moment to catch up. There we go. All right, AMC, same place exactly where we left it at in the 1390s. Currently at 14. It did jump up to 1418. So while we were gone at our break, it did go up to 1418. Again, we'll see where the battle is. I do have some cash reserves available to jump in and do a little personal damage myself. Whoops, there goes my mouse. But we'll see where it ends up. GameStop, however, GameStop had a nice little run. It got all the way up to 227 today. I didn't think it would. I was wrong on that. I thought that they would stay down below 200 and they would have a problem. But we had some volume come in pretty much right after the stream ended, and it jumped up 217. Then it settled down for a little bit, jumped all the way up to 227 on the day, and then it settled back down into a range above 205. So definitely on the positive, where AMC is exactly where it was at the close of yesterday. We have Ethereum is up to 46, or I'm sorry, is up 46 points to 1822, and Bitcoin is up to 58,000. So I'm going to close some of these other ones here. We already talked about the capital markets earlier. We talked about AMC. I don't know if there's any other memes or anything or any other Twitter stuff that got dumped on the Twitter today. Let's see. Nope, patience, same stuff as before. We're going to close that out. We already talked about the institutional ownerships, and I don't think that has changed. Let's see if there's any that have shown up. Usually they won't update that until later. Wait for the update. Give it a second. There we go. Still showing the Fidelity additional buy, so we're going to close out on that one as well. The Fed is ending the relaxed capital requirements they put in place last April from up to 5% of capital reserves. That reduces down to 3.5% come Wednesday, March 31st. So that has basically had the banks getting hammered a little bit. Watch this. Little update here. And you have JP Morgan down, Bank of America down, Wells Fargo down, Citigroup down, JP Morgan down the most at 2.49%. And you can see all the regionals and smaller banks. Now, some of the community banks don't have the same reserve requirements for capital like the big ones do. The ones that are deemed to be essential banks, your Chase, your JP Morgan, your Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, etc., they do have the major capital requirements. So as you can see across the board, we have chip makers up, Google and Facebook up, Amazon up, Tesla is still down, but only down 0.86%. So looking at Tesla, we'll take a look at them. It looks like there's going to be battle from the option standpoint at $650. So their battle lines are drawn there. It did get up to only $654.28. So we're at about the high of the day with a nice recovery on the S&P 500 as well. So looking at the averages, we have the S&P is now up 9 points. So barely up, kind of a flat day, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. My brokerage account logged me out. You get logged back in over there. And while it's doing that, we'll take a look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is currently, let me click on it. There we go. Is currently up 115. So 0.88, close to almost 1% or so, which means my SQQs are down a little bit, but that's okay. I got in those at 1363 yesterday, so definitely 31 cents, 0.31 times. So I'm up a little bit on those as well as the options. I'm up on those also. And then taking a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it is still down, but only down 131. We're at 32,729. It did jump down to 32,505. So it did rally back a little bit too. And then our VIX went down too. So as the S&P goes up, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, you have the S&P 500 on top. You have the VIX, which is the volatility index, on the bottom. I did not take any trades today. So again, I was thinking about doing some scalping, but decided against that and not doing anything there. Let me jump back over to my other account here. And so after a $10,000 day yesterday, I'm down about 3,500 today. So not bad still, and that's based on the volatility that we had with the S&P going up, since I'm short on the market right now a little bit, right? Okay, so Tesla, we have Tesla trading down. We have Rocket Mortgage going up 13 cents. Palantir did not hit my alert level yet. 24.26, still, is low on the day was 23.39, but that was way back, right near the open. It dipped down to there. I didn't buy it at all. I was looking at for scalp. It's been consolidating in this channel for most of the day. GameStop 206.86. They are now up 2.5%. So we might see a battle for the 206 here and see where we're at. Really understand what's going to happen with that one. Cinemark is trading up 1 penny, so basically flat on the day. And again, AMC battle looks to be drawn at 14. I know a lot of people on Reddit were talking about $15 as a goal. As I said earlier, I just don't see that happening. Not with the overall volatility that we have in the markets. Okay. In a little bit, we're going to be talking about an NFT, which is cryptocurrency, and we're going to be talking about NBA TopShot a little bit and what they did, which I disagree with. So Bitcoin is currently up right now. It is up 1,231, back up to 58,878. Ethereum, again, holding well above this $1,800 level. It loves to be above 1,800. It's been trading in this channel for a little while now. And I was reading a report over lunchtime, and it was talking about the fact that the Ethereum Whales have not done anything since like February. So since the beginning of February, they have not made any major moves in the top, I think, 10% of all Ethereum wallet holders, or whatever the case is. S&P, you can see Tesla is down. The chip makers are up. Ford is up. I don't think my option exercise. Let's see here. Orders. It's sold. Oh, wait a minute. No, it didn't. Nope, still got an open order. Yeah, I had to scroll up. I had 50 call options expiring here at market close, and nobody wants to buy them. So they're going to expire worthless. So I didn't expect anybody to, but I'll leave the order. Open anyway, just in case somebody makes a finger button there and actually buys them. All right. So Nvidia is sitting up 568 up to 514.58, and so not much of a recovery, but again, if it stays above 500, that's probably a good psychological level for them. And then oil, as we talked about earlier, Brent crude is down $4.72 a barrel, and light crude is up $1.45 a barrel. Dow Jones down 121. Let's look at some other movers. We have AMD up a little bit, up 85 cents. Boeing up 33 cents. Chevron down 32 cents. GM up 66 cents. Intel up 90 cents. Again, these are all well off of their numbers yesterday. Remember, they all lost anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4% yesterday. Microsoft up 57 cents or so. A little bit of a rise here. And again, the VIX is back down to 20.1, and it was up there a little bit earlier today. Oshkosh B'gosh up a penny. Roblox is currently up. Let me go to 3-minute chart here. Roblox is up almost 5%, up 335. Got the SPY down 47 cents. And U.S. oil up $1.35. And again, I'm out of that at what, 45 or something like that is what I sold at. ExxonMobil down 19 cents. Workhorse up 65 cents. Okay. So as we look at the way these battle lines are drawn, again, GameStop, I think you're looking at this $200 level. If they can hold it, or 205 or 210, because they trade on to $5 increments on the options chain. On on AMC trades on the zeros and the 50 cents on the option chain. So I'm going to look at the options chain for AMC, and I'm going to throw this chart up there for y'all, and we can look at this together. Minimize, and let's get it up there. All right, so here's our options chain. Okay, and what we're looking at here is we're gonna look at the calls. And we're going to look at what's available around the money. And we're going to look at volumes. So here's the volumes on the 14. You have open interest yesterday at close, because these don't change during the day. 29,884 contracts. You've had 27,965 contracts trade hands today for volume at the $14 call level. So that's pretty interesting. If we do calls and puts, both, and we'll click on those, and no news as far as AMC other than this morning. Let's see, breaking. Facebook lifts S&P 500 and Nasdaq as Treasury yields pause. Okay, Facebook, with their new technology, they acquired a VR type company back in 2019, and they're coming out with basically a wristband that is going to there we go. They have a wristband that's basically going to be hooked into VR, so that as you move your fingers or your hand, the wristband device for Facebook detects the muscle movements and everything going on, and the electronic signals your hand is sending, and will interpret the movement of your hand for VR. So what that means is maybe you'll be able to like do a whiteboard and say, okay, AMC in the air like this, and it will present on a whiteboard or something of that nature. So pretty cool technology. It should be kind of interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go all strikes, and I'm going to lower this down to 15 strikes. No, let's go lower than that. 10 strikes. Okay, so here's the 10 strikes, and we're only going to look at today's. We don't care about next week yet. Next week is next week. And we'll take a look at these. And these are the calls and the puts for today. And these are basically the around the money ones. And so, hold on a second. I'm going to put a cough drop in. So as we're looking at $14, if you can see the volume over there on the right, it's going to highlight the closest one. And so if you're looking at 28,478, is that what that says? Yeah, volume with 29,000 open interest as of yesterday. So 1450, you had 16,000 contracts trade hand. There was open interest yesterday of 19,000. I'm guessing all those people probably are closing if they have any type of profit whatsoever. They're grabbing it right now. You have 49,000 open interest yesterday on the $15 calls. You have volume of 19,700. So that could be that when AMC bounced up a little bit to that 1414 level, maybe they saw that maybe they were able to get out of those contracts and close them so that they can get at least a little bit of profit on them, or take less of a loss, right? Because it doesn't look like 15 is going to hold at all. And then on the puts, you had 14,000 puts. You had 8,800 close. I would expect that to be a little bit lower. That tells me maybe they think it is going to close above 14 or F14. You should have you had 10,489 at 13 volume today, based on open interest of 17,000 puts yesterday. So the bear volume is less than the call volume. I think when I checked earlier this morning, I believe that ratio was call to put 0.41. I could be off there. But I think it was 0.41 was the volatility side on that. So there you go. So we can watch the level 2 quotes over here. So let me go back over into market depth and go back over to stocks and go into market depth. And we're looking at the time and sales on the right and the level 2 quotes in the middle with a quote up here at $13.99. So to call it 14. So we're right where we were yesterday at close. All right, so still 13.99. Yeah, let's see here if there's anything else. All right, so let's go back over to here and let's take a look at AMC again. Okay, so don't have any other additional news on them today. You had the Reality Bites, super long story just by Reuters, just trying to throw meme stocks in there and to get you to read all their news story. Wasn't anything on there. The big news we had today was the Fed. They talked about the capital requirements. There's a waiver for the banks to hold capital reserves at a higher percentage that is going to expire on March 31st, and that's why the banks are getting hammered today. And they're down, but they were down like over 3.5%, some of them. So they're recovering back nicely. But again, it's quadruple witching, and when you have quadruple witching, usually you have volume that comes up. And let's see where we're at on the volume. So we've got just about getting into the last hour of trading. And if you look at AMC, we're currently sitting volume-wise 71 million. 1.339 divided into 152,314, right? And so we're only at 47% of the volume. So 47% of the average 10-day volume. And then on GameStop, 8.27, they're at 34% of their volume. So definitely a low volume day. And the volatility, if you look at the VIX, it's been all over, but trading in a pretty good range. If you take a look at where it was on the day and looking at a 3-minute and saying where were we as of this morning here. Where are we at here? Let me go to 5-minute. There we go. Okay. You can see right at market open, we spiked up to 23.2, and then the volatility has been going down pretty much the entire day. And so that's good for the overall market. As we look at the right now, we've got the S&P up 9.6, we've got the Nasdaq up 105, and the Dow down only 115. Now that's actually not bad because the Dow was actually down 200 plus. If you're looking at this chart, this basically is these are my $4 call options. These are my April options, and which one is this one? There's my 15 calls, and here's my shares. So, but because that's a low minute, let's go to 5-minute here. It's a daily chart. There we go. It didn't look like I was profitable, but I'm profitable on all three of those bad boys. So I'm going to let my option exercise. It's too late for me to go in there and sell at a profit greater than the price to exercise. My window on that closed earlier this morning. So my option, I'm going to let it exercise, and I'm going to own 3,000 shares at the close of market today. That if whoever I bought them from doesn't have the shares, they'll have to go out in the open market and buy them. They already knew at this point that they have to have them available. So, if they're expecting me to close my position before the market closes, I'm not going to do that. I lost about $1,500 profit by not selling and closing the position before market close, but I'm going to get the shares and make them go out and get them for me so I can own the shares. My guess is not everybody's in the same boat as me, and they don't have the liquidity to exercise all of their options. But we'll see, and we'll find out Monday and Tuesday how we do based on that. But last Monday was a banger. It was quite a nice day for AMC. We'll see what this coming Monday looks like. I'll be doing some research over the weekend to see where we're at on that. Okay? All right, let's see. I'm going to drag this back. No, I can leave that up there for now. I'm not doing anything. So the VIX, 20.1. It's low on the day, got down to 19.9 on the day, so not bad. Only a little bit. And then again, Tesla only down 3. Tesla trying to make a break for the green. So we'll see if we can get back up to 650 or so and save the options, save all those owners that have those options at 650. Rocket 23, Palantir 24.25. Didn't quite hit another low for me to buy in at more shares, so I'm just going to sit on the sideline on that one. Cinemark up 2 cents. GameStop holding at 211. So this actually looks pretty good. It had this run up during the lunchtime, and the buyers came in, and maybe because they knew the hedgies were out to lunch, and so they kicked this thing all the way up to 227, and they've held the buying volume compared to the selling volume. You've got declining volume after this run up during lunchtime up to 227, but that declining volume also has more sellers than buyers. Now you have some buyers starting to come in. That's on a 5-minute chart. Let's look at the 3-minute chart, and it looks like it's channel bound on the 3-minute chart, but again, you had declining volume here. Now we've got buyers coming in, and these buyers are starting to eclipse the sellers after lunch ended and the hedgies got back. They're not eclipsing the sell-off here, but we're still a little bit below this sell-off here. So some of those traders, even though they're going to try and make some money too. So they could have been shorting it down here, and maybe they're going to buy it back here and ride the long train as it jumps up. But this next candle probably needs, if we could stair step this thing, it would actually look pretty good. So 214.24 up 6%, and AMC flat, zero, $14. Had pretty consistent buy and sell volume. We did have 3 spikes. Forget about what happened at the open. That's when the market sell on open orders came in. Could have been people taking profits. Could have been people unsure of the risk on the day. And so they decided that they were going to close out their position so they can take some profit versus assuming the risk. If they did that, they missed out because we're back up to 14 again. And then channel bound 1390s to 1405s, got up to 1418 not that long ago. No, 1418 was 1408, sorry. We got to back up to 1408 on this wick here, which was right about an hour or so ago, 15 minutes after. So about an hour and 20 minutes ago. So if it's in this range channel here, it looks like the battle's going to be for 14, but we're not going to know that for another half hour at least, and we'll see what the volume does over there on that one. Okay. About an hour. Okay, so now let's look at some other ones here. Nvidia 512.68. Tesla down $3. What's U.S. oil? I think U.S. oil was up a little bit. Up $1.31. U.S. oil was up to. It's a good deal there. I've got a alert set a little bit lower. What is my alert at? Let's see. At 36.47. Palantir, I've got it at 22.81. Ethereum, I've got an alert at 17.37. NMTR, that's not going to hit too. I'm going to delete that one. And USO for 70, that's a long-term alert that I have set for them. So Intel, Microsoft is up 46 cents. Intel's up 77 cents. Everybody in this last hour is going to be looking to settle their options. Either close them out or decide to exercise them. What do we have here? Bum, 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 bum. That was not going to fill it. Why does this look like... Oh, there we go. Let me slide this over. Look at my profits. Yeah, my AMC $4 call is flat on the day. It's literally each contract is at $10 because the price is at they're $4 calls and AMC is at $14. So that exercise, if I were to sell the shares, is going to be about a $16,000 profit. So I'm up 124% on those calls that are going to exercise in another hour at 4. I still have 15 calls at $8 that are out to expiration April 16th. So that's those. And then let's see here. What else we got up today? My NMTR stock is up today. That's good. All right, cool. I'll leave my order box open. See if that pops any. 44.01. Okay, yeah. So the last time I sold my U.S. oil when I got out of it, I sold it at 44.01. So 41.82 divided into 44.01. So I protected and took an extra 5% of profits by not holding it and hoping that it didn't go down further. All right, let's take a look at the treasuries. We'll do the 30-year first because we'll spend a minute on the 10. All right, so the 30-year treasuries are down 0.7 of 1 penny, whereas the 10-year treasury, which is kind of the benchmark that we use, is up 0.9, almost 1 cent. So it's up to 1.728% on the 10-year treasury. Again, as treasuries rise, the market will fall. So, but a huge spike to the upside on the S&P here. Had a real nice jump just now. And let's take a look at that. Oops, go back up here. Where we at? Oh, right above it. Duh. Okay. So that's a 30-second chart that you're looking at down here, and this is the VIX, the volatility index. So that looks pretty good. Let me see something here. Oh. Okay, so we've got 2 out of the 3 in the green. We've got the S&P is up 14.6 right now. We have the Nasdaq, which is hanging on to its gains, now up 120. So the only one that we have down on the day for the averages is the Dow Jones, and that, again, that's only 30 stocks anyway. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 76 points, and that's mainly on the banks and the financials getting hit with the new capital requirements. That the waiver that they issued last April is going to expire March 31st, and they said looking forward they will look at the rule. So take that for what it's worth. Will they? So basically they're increasing the capital requirements by March 31st. The banks have to get it back in line from a 5% requirement. From a 3.5% requirement back up to a 5% requirement. So there's a 1.5%. I think that's right. I may be wrong on that, but it's a 1.5% increase in capital. Which, when I did the math on what the article said that the big banks had in reserves, I think it said they would possibly, if the whole thing needs to bring that back into conformity, it's looking at about $52 billion of capital they've got to raise between now and Wednesday, March 31st. So now we've got a lot of green now. All the chip makers are up. ITS technology is up. CRM stuff is up. Salesforce. Disney down just a little bit. Comcast down just a little bit. Netflix up. Charter Communications, and then you have some other ones. Some Viacom, CBS. Dish Network down a little bit. Live Nation down. Discovery up. Amazon down. Tesla trying to turn it into an update. 649.40. Again, their battle is going to be, as we get into power hour here at noontime, Pacific and 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central. We have Tesla back recovering up to 649.40, still down on the day, but only a little bit. You have Home Depot and Lowe's trading up. You have Energy, ExxonMobil, and Chevron trading down. Real estate REITs are up. CCI, I'm not going near those things. They pay great dividends, don't get me wrong. If you take AMT, and in a rising interest rate environment, let's go to daily. You know, they'll pay a big dividend. You know, $1.21 per share, $1.14, $1.10, $1.08. So REITs pay healthy dividends, but they've also been on a steady decline since about May. They've been dropping down, but jump up here, which is kind of weird. Not buying it. Commercial real estate. A lot of those folks aren't coming back into there. All right, GameStop still 209, holding on to that. We'll see where the battle's going to be for these guys. It looks like I thought it was going to be the 200. I thought it was going to be between 185 and 195 for a close on GameStop. Based on what I was seeing, that was all before this was coming up, and it hit 204 on the day. And it had a nice run up with volume during lunchtime, and nobody to really battle back. Very, very small volume attempt to try and drive it back down, which equals the rest of their reserves, it looks like, spread out here as they ladder it down from the 227, but still holding at 209. AMC, on the other hand, is dropped now. We're down 13 cents on a big drop there with not a lot of volume. So the buyers, what you're probably seeing is anybody that wants to buy is going to hold off till towards the end to see if there's a battle or not. So right now the hedge funds probably see that as an advantage, and they can drive the stock down. Now it's down to 13.85. And so we'll watch this here. Let's move to the 30-second. You'll see a big dip. There's a sell indicator on the 3-minute, which is, of course, you're going to see that. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so we can see this drop. This is on the 30 seconds. And the S&P just tanked too. It's still up on the day though, so not a complete tank. But you'll see the VIX is rising. S&P is falling. Okay, inverse relationship. AMC dropping. GameStop holding on to its 209. It's a Sprite day, no caffeine. 1387. So it looks like the battle's going to be for 14. So I can see the Dow over here. I've got the S&P over here. So Dow Jones currently down 118. Nasdaq up 92.62. And the S&P is up 7.75 points. And for the close, we'll have the time and sales and the level 2 quotes up too. We can take a look at the buy walls and the sell walls in here. Hold on. And make this minimize so I can drag it up there. Boom, good. All right, again, these are your level 2 quotes over here. Here's your time and sales. Red is bad, red is sell, green is good. Gray is the dark pools, and on the dark pools, that's why you're going to see percentages out to 4 decimal points, because you and I can't trade on those decimal points. Only the big boys can. So it's still only a penny spread, so that's pretty good. Let me drag this back over here. And let's see here. No other news there. Let's see top news front page. U.S. Fed to let bank leverage exemption expire this month. Will review rule. Facebook lifts S&P 500 Nasdaq as Treasury yields pause. Talked about that. U.S. backs distance of 3 feet between students, which may help schools open. No comment. U.S.-China high-level talks to wrap up after acrimonious opening. Tesla cars banned from China's military complexes on security concerns. I don't know why. We have satellites that can do a lot better than a Tesla camera. Explainer what rising bond yields mean for markets. Down. UK antitrust regulators prepared to investigate Facebook. Here we go again. And the UK's Prime Minister Boris Johnson gets his first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine. Okay. Let's see here. What else? That's it there. Close that off. I do want to look at, I want to see if there's any other news I'm missing before to close here. And, yeah, Biden, I guess, took a spill going up the stairs. A couple times, too. If it plays, it may be too laggy. Yeah, it's going to be too laggy. I'm not going to play this. Oh, there we go. Whoops. 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 Remember, he broke his foot back in November after the election, playing with his dog, I think. And so maybe he's still having problems with it. But must be slippery stairs or something. So that's the story. And they moved all the... where's all the COVID stuff? Huh. So this morning, this was all COVID. Paris locking down for a month. And all this stuff about the ban on AstraZeneca. And now all of a sudden, everything's okay. Post-COVID Hollywood forever changed. Don't be surprised when vaccinated people get infected. Why are side effects worse after second dose? Needs to be done with restrictions on data. Unruly passenger bites man's ear, gets subdued with Benadryl on flight. How much Benadryl do you have to give somebody to subdue them on a flight? Wow. Okay. So apparently COVID is gone. Apparently we've cured it. It's gone since this morning. It's no longer affecting Europe at all. And the Prime Minister took the AstraZeneca vaccine. So just that whole thing about 19 countries saying no AstraZeneca vaccine for now, just forget you read anything about that. That part doesn't matter. All right, 13.90 on AMC now, down 10 cents. Okay, so on Nokia, I think that there's risk here. I think there's probably a better buying opportunity. Yeah, I just saw that my microphone was muted. Thank you, Franco. So what I'm looking at in Nokia is, again, the 5G. They're losing out to Ericsson and Huawei for 5G, and they're looking at not bringing their profits back on that news story. If you scroll back that I had highlighted there, until 2023. So if they're not going to come back until 2023 as a long-term play, but if the Nasdaq and the S&P go back down, you might be looking at levels possibly down to 321 or so, which it hit back in October, and then had that back in April. It bottomed out at 234. Thanks, Will. It bottomed out at 234 back in March when everything went down. So it had a big time drop yesterday when they announced what they were going to do, and they're not expecting their revenues to improve again until 2023. So depending if you already own it, will it come back? If you own it at a higher price and you're averaging down, as long as your time frame is long term, I might be okay with that if I already owned it and averaging down. If I owned it and averaging down, I think there's still room for it to drop. It's on a bit of an upslide, but only today, only this morning, and that represents just an overall sentiment in the market going back up again, as the Nasdaq is up 93, the S&P is up 8, the Dow is mostly financials. So as we look at things such as the S&P 500 overall, and we look at the heat map, a lot of stuff is up today, and they're up 11 cents, 2.81%. Long term, if it's in a non-taxable account, long term, make your decision on whether you want to buy shares as it averages down. But looking at the 5-minute chart, looking at where it started the day, it did go up. It peaked out at 409, so up almost 3% on the day, which is a good sign. But some of that is just participating in what the rest of the market is doing. So again, I don't necessarily follow Nokia. I didn't fall into the mean thing of the run up that it had before, along with BlackBerry, etc., GameStop and AMC. But I think that it's historically been a good company. It's got a great name in Europe, probably greater than it has here. And even though they were one of the first cell phone manufacturers here, I remember my first phone was a Nokia bag phone at 5 watts, and probably made me lose my hair, right? So it's definitely an interesting company. We've got another question over on Twitch, and that is for SGBX. We'll take a look at that one. And SG Blocks. Okay. So SG Blocks, Nasdaq stock 531. Looks like it dropped to the bottom here at 521 this morning. Trading flat on the day. Very low volume. Yeah, you're talking about volume of 104,000 divided into 480. So it's doing only 22% of its daily volume. Let's look at news. Rescheduled. So back on the 16th, they rescheduled their fourth quarter financial results conference call to March 25th. That's usually not a very good sign when they reschedule. So let's take a look at when that happened on the 16th. Yeah, it dropped, but then it recovered, dropped again. You've actually got a decent channel here between 5 and 594 going back to the last week in February. Big time steps on the downside though, right? MACD, your MACD right now on the 1 hour. Let's look at the daily here. And let's look at the real 50 and 200. So it's below the 50 and 200. Hasn't really come close to them at all, except back in December. So it's been trading outside the range all through December, January, and February on momentum plays and rolling with the rest of the market. The 50-day moving average is the green. It's below that right now. It's above the 180 and the 200. The 180 is the white. The red is the 200. Let's drop back down into the 30-minute. Above the 50 and 180, or I'm sorry, below the 50 period average, above the 180 and the 200 average. But again, you've got some support here at this 520 level here, and it keeps coming down, bouncing. It looks pretty good, except for Yeah, you look good all the way back to November, or back to February. It looks pretty good as far as support level in the above $5. But but again, 31 cents on $5 is still 6%, right? So if you're looking to add to your position or wait for profit, trading a little bit with the market here this week. Well, opposite a little bit Monday and Tuesday, doing its own thing. Not bad. I'd be a little bit worried about them coming out on the 23rd or 25th? 25th, right? Yeah, 25th after the close. So next Thursday. So they're going to come out with their financial results next Thursday. And let's see what the estimates are at. I would dig it a little bit more into do a little due diligence over the weekend. Last time they had a loss of 17 cents and they estimated it to be 4. So they haven't hit an earnings in over a year. And they're looking at, 7 cents. We'll see what they come out with earnings, but from a technical standpoint, the support range looks like it's okay there, and you have a slightly inclining support range. Your resistance is tough to gauge because it was just rolling with the market here, that 594 back in, back at the beginning of the week here, right? So 594.94 divided into 5. Oops. 19%, 19% drop off of the high on the week. 52-week high is 974. So technical standpoint, it's right at what should be. It's at least near-term support level right now. If I was looking to either add to a position, I might add some. With the volatility in the market right now, we're going sideways on the VIX right now. S&P is settling into a range here, and that S&P is still up 6 points. Nasdaq is up 84. Let's see here. Yeah, their net income is just declining quarter over quarter. The revenue was up, revenue declined. So you have to ask yourself, 2017, 2018, the revenue declined from 2017 down to 2019, and here we are in 2020. So are they preparing you for a big miss? Well, it says over the last 3 years, their net income has been dropping. So look at their guidance, look at other news reports, check the analyst ratings. But before you check the analyst ratings, see the last time they did an offering and see if they're connected to any of the analysts. So if it's a Goldman analyst and Goldman did their last offering or something, take their opinion with a grain of salt because they have money invested in the company. Down 7% over on the week, 11% on the month, up 36% over 3 months. So you might, if the earnings are going to be worse, and you have a neutral overall rating on the stock, if the earnings are going to be worse, then you could possibly look at a drop. You might be back into the 4s again. So very risky going into earnings, only from the standpoint that they're on declining income over 3 years, or declining revenue over 3 years, and their income is down too. Sublease, so yeah, they completed a sublease for COVID-19 vaccinations within Cook County. The schools are closed. Why not use the gyms? Why not use the United Center or Soldier Field or something? Building condo units. Opening Chicago Airport, testing COVID-19. Chicago Airport testing center. I flew to Chicago twice during the pandemic, in September and December of last year. And there was no testing going on then. And I think we're on the back end of this pandemic too. So I think it's interesting. I'm going to do more DD this week and see if I want to add. I got some shares at 290, so you're looking good there. Okay, so if you're looking at 290, depending, like if I had it at 290, if it was in my retirement accounts, I might take some of that profit, take half off the table and leave half, or take whatever your initial cost was into the share. If it was me, if these were my shares, I would probably take whatever my cost was for the original shares. If I have enough profit to wipe out my original cost, I've got free shares. Now those free shares I can risk, or take a little bit more plus a little profit, and then maybe set a stop loss on the way down so that you still get some profit on it if it has to sell out. And then if you're looking to add, this is worrisome. This, you know, you don't have companies reschedule financial result conference calls for the year, because you're talking about the fourth quarter and all of 2020, and bump the call. You've had 2.5 months to figure this out of how you ended. So be careful with that one. But that's kind of where I'm looking at on that. So hopefully you found that. Hopefully, Knight, you found that helpful. 290 though, nice job, dude. 290, or whoops, yeah, almost a double. Well, you were a double at one point. 290 divided into 5.32. Yeah, very cool. Nice return. That's good. Yeah, I mean, so it's just a lot of risk there in the near term. Just a lot of risk. All right, back to GME and GameStop and AMC. GameStop up 2% now, up 407. You okay? You all right? You're not feeling well, huh? My dog's not feeling well. You okay? What's wrong? You all right? Drank too much water, I bet. I bet that's what it was. You drank too much water. All right. And again, AMC, same place it was this morning. Same place it was yesterday when it ended the day. $14 a share. I have to eat my fruit snack. Excuse me. Oh, you're welcome, Knight. Anytime, man. You all right? What's wrong? You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. You didn't do anything wrong. You just threw up a little bit. So apparently I didn't even notice she threw up a little bit by my chair. And then my son came up and actually cleaned it up. And I was like, what are you doing? I had to look down and see what was going on. But you're all right. You okay? All right. Okay. Some other movers. Tesla still down 4. It's going to battle for that 650. 205. What's the options of 205? Let's see here. Oh, they're on the 10s here. We don't have any 205s today. At the time these were created, they did them on the 5s. Or on the 10s, starting at 200. Huh. So when it was lower, it was on the 5s. From 200 forward, it's on the 10s. So there are no 205. There are no $205 calls. Yeah, that's around the money. Okay, so for GameStop, it's not about I don't want in the money, around the money. It's not about 205. It's between the 195 to 200. It's between the 200 and the 210. So 205 is irrelevant for options today on GME. AMC, we're on a 50 cents, so it's $13.50, $14, $14.50. Wow, these are good. Welch's fruit snacks. Where'd the wrapper go? All right, S&P turning up again a little bit, but we're still down on the Dow. 114 on the Dow. Nice recovery on the Nasdaq. 92 points up, and the S&P up 7. Let's go back to time of sales. All right. I was looking at my S triple Qs. Down 20 cents. But up a little bit more from where it was. Got back down to 1382. Hello. All right, let's see here. Making sure I didn't miss anything else in chat. I did not. You all right? You good? We good? Yeah? What do you want? You're silly. Quick hug. Come on. Just gotta stretch first. Come on. Come on. Come here. Oh, there you go. Hello. Hello. What's happening? Is she on the screen? A little bit. What? What? No, you're not getting the big hugs. You're just getting the little hugs. Only little hugs. Her tail's wagging. That's good. And give you scratches. Nope, nope. No, no, no. You're going to scratch me. I got to cut your nails. What? 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 What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? I'm not lifting you up. You're not getting full hugs. Not happening. Not happening, do that. Okay, down. 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 Thank you. All right. So $14. This thing just hasn't moved, has it? You had that run up to $14.52. You've got buyers coming in, but the buyers, as we zoom into these a little bit, not greater than the sellers. So, boy, if I had $14 calls right now, I'd be getting a little nervous. And what's the volume on those calls today? On the 14, whoops, that's GameStop. Go back to AMC. And don't get me wrong, this site flies when I'm not streaming. This streaming software I'm using, it just bogs down the resources big time. I don't even know. Let's see what's it chewing on as the screen goes blank. Where's it putting it? Oh, there it is. There we go. So here's my resources. (43% CPU usage, 56% memory. Yeah, Streamlabs using 100 megabytes. The browser using 5. That's all the trading. TradingView bogs it down a little bit too. And Street Smart Edge, not as much as Brave Browser. So the Brave Browser looks to be the bottleneck a little bit here, and that's got to be my TradingView software because I have it basically running on 3 different monitors while running the streaming software. Yeah, I wonder if there's another way I can do that. All right, so looking at the $14 calls, the open interest yesterday on the $14 calls was 29,000. Look at this today. 53,000 contracts traded, call volume at the $14 calls. Talk about some nervous Nellies. Those things have traded more have traded more hands today than anything than bad poker, than a bad game, a bad set of cards in a poker game. That's what I'm trying to say. Word vomit. The 1350s look to be safe. 12,000 contracts traded. The 1450s, open interest 19, volume of 20,000. Those folks possibly sold. You know, you had 49,000 open interest at the end of the day yesterday. You had 21,534 contracts on the 15 being traded today. So that could be interesting as far as you know. I think most of these people probably realize by now, and they're exiting their positions. And if they're closing their positions because they know that, hey, any dollar is better than $0, they're taking away, instead of letting them expire worthless, they're taking away the opportunity to make the hedge funds go out and buy or supply shares. Because most of them will do it before the market closes that day if they're smart. If they're betting a hedge, then they'll wait till Monday or Tuesday. But these folks are smart. So if you don't think that they already have covered most of the shares at 14, in case it does close above 14, I think they do. And we're at 25 minutes left for before market close. We'll also take a look at the, we're going back into market depth here. And again, we'll get the buy side imbalance that will tell us late with 9 minutes left in the market. If there's a buy side imbalance, which again could be good for the stock. And I'm going to go into, let's see here. So we can watch time and sales for a minute here. Okay, and let me drop down into, I'm not going to pull up the live thread right now because I think that but what I am going to do is I'm going to get a note ready that can close, and where's my titles are, okay. Okay, and let me get the other one ready just in case. All right, I'm just getting a description ready for, there we go. So I can get that ready to go. $13.96. GameStop 203. So again, GameStop needs 200 or 210 is what GameStop needs. 200 or 210. There are no options at 205. AMC needs $14 or $14.50 or 15. Again, it just never had the juice today based on volume. Hitting 45% or so. We're at 83 million. So volume is picking up a little bit. So we're at 54% of the volume on GameStop. Or I'm sorry, on AMC. And we're at 37% of the volume on GameStop. So it looks like 14. Oh yeah. That's going to be Get this ready to ding. Nobody wanted my NMTR, my 9 meters call options today. I'm going to have to hold on to that thing so I can make a profit off the money I lost on my call options. All right. And I might scalp that thing next week too. Okay, so AMC is still $13.99. Look at this. Look at this. Huge wall of buyers ready to come in if it drops. Look at that. Nicely done. You got sellers too. $31,500 shares at 14. They're like, I dare you. Go ahead and sell. I got you. There we go. Wiped it right out. More of them coming in. These are probably, this is good stuff. You know, this is institutionals. You know, I'm talking about maybe 1,000 shares. These are institutions coming in and buying the thing up. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm not going to go. 1,200 shares? Maybe. All right, we'll see. Wow. That is some very cool walls you're watching here. And again, this is the advantage of having the level 2 quotes. The level 2 quotes, you can see it both on the buy side or the bid and the ask. And you can tell where the walls are. And you know, you say a 10,000 wall. We had a 30,000 share wall get broken through at 14. The sellers came in. Now you got 25 at 14. And now that's why we're back down to $13.99 by 14. So sellers are a little bit exceeding what the buyers are doing right now. 1342. If I decide to go in, I'm not going to go in. I'll go in based on the probabilities and the decision of my own money, based on what kind of imbalance we might have, which we will get at 12:51. So with 9 minutes left in the market, that's when I'll be deciding what I'm going to do, if I'm going to add to my positions. I'm already going to allow the exercise of my 30 call options, and I'm just going to hold those through to settlement, and I'll have 3,000 of those shares that I purchased that I'll be purchasing at $4 a share at the close. And that gives me, I think my cost basis on those was $861, something like that. I think $861 was my cost basis on my options. So $861 divided into 14. Yeah, so those things are up 124%. I don't know, something like that. They're up good. But I'm going to take the shares. So I'm leaving profit on the table by letting it go to exercise because it's the right thing to do. So I left about $1,500 of profit. When it's trading at 14, I could have collected $1,500 profit this morning, right at the open, if I would have sold my 30 call options. I did not want to sell them because I'll take that $1,500 hit on my end to keep it, to let the run continue and hopefully help out a little bit, because they're going to have to give me those 3,000 shares. So sorry, not sorry. I'll take the shares. So you could just see these walls forming. You can see the time of sales on the right. You see the dark pools coming in. You see the greens coming in. Just a freaking battle. These are institutions. These are, I'm telling you right now, these are no longer people on Reddit that are doing this, or guys like me that are doing it. But we'll know in another 7 minutes what kind of buy side we have. So we have the S&P is up 9, the Nasdaq is up 108, and the Dow is down 101. Is where we're at. And where's my pad? I'm gonna get another pen. This one's acting up. And again, just so y'all know, I do have the correct shirt for the day. So we're good on that too. And those were bought by Amazon and sold by Amazon, those shirts. So the one I wore yesterday was Stonks Only Go Up. And the one for Diamond Hands today was, and I got it like in 2 days. So those came, I think I ordered them on Sunday and they came on Tuesday. There we go. Awesome. Yep. Okay. So we're ready to go here. I don't think I need my calculator anymore. I've got an order ready to go. Let's see, 1100. All right, last check of the markets here. We'll go back. We'll come back to this screen in just a moment here. I'm going to check everything else here. Bitcoin up 1,200. Ethereum holding out above 1,800. That's always good news too. And we already talked about AMC. We already talked GameStop again. The battle for GameStop. You're talking about 200 here as well. And $14 cross. Palantir 24.41. Rocket up a penny. Tesla down 4. Looks like they may. We'll come back to that after the close and see if they were able to get that thing above 650. Again, you got quadruple expiration today. Ford up 34 cents. My end meter up 175, up 10 cents. 25 cents away. I missed my options on that one. Nvidia 511.79 up $2.83, up 0.5%. Again, I missed my 545 options on those. Oil. Who cares? 10-year Treasury up 0.9 cents. AMD is up. Boeing is up. Chevron is down. GM is up. Intel is up. Ethereum is up. Microsoft is up. Roblox up 250 off of their high. They got up to 72.70. So they're about $3 off of their high on the day. And USO up $1.43. ExxonMobil, Workhorse, back at it, up here. Whoop, there we go. AMC, 1401. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. And I will be taking the market hit and not adding liquidity. So I'll go in on the on this side. Two minutes away. 2 minutes away, we'll get our buy side or sell side. Nasdaq coming down. VIX is going up. And again, we'll look for a pop-up here for the buy-side imbalance. And again, I'm comfortable with the positions I have right now. But if we're close, we'll see. There's a nice, the 10-minute, the buy algorithm with 10 minutes left in the market is huge. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. So we're going to get a buy-side imbalance. When that's released here in the next minute, we're going to have another buy-side imbalance. I've got my text ready to go. I think we're going to have a buy-side imbalance. But who am I? I'm just some guy on the internet talking trash. Come on, give it to me. Any second. There we go. 142 million. So let me see here. What is that? 1,422,000 shares. 1,422,000 shares. Wait, 14 million. Holy shit. 14,229,000 042. Holy Toledo. 14 million share buy side imbalance, folks. 14 million share buy side imbalance. I'm going to post that in the Reddit chat. Look at that. Oh, sorry. You guys want to see what's going on here? There it is. This is the part that nobody's talking about. This is the stuff that as far as I know, I'm the only one posting it every day. Where we had. Come on. Okay. All right, that's posted in there in the Reddit thread. So I'm going to actually close that down so that I don't lag, and I'll come back to that later. If somebody wants to repost that, you can. I did my part for the thread for the day, and I am happy with that. All right, let's see. 14 million, that's the highest it's been. Holy cow. 14 million share buy side imbalance. And we're still battling. And we're still battling with a $14 million imbalance. That is insane. I'm gonna have to buy shares. $13.99. Nope, we're gonna have to buy over here. I'm gonna have to pay extra. So right now I'm looking to possibly add 1,000 shares to my position. That would be about a $14,000 buy if I do it. I haven't made any trades today at all. 0 trades on the day. And S&P is coming down a little bit. Only up 3 on the day. Nasdaq up 102, down 170 on the Dow. So you have your indices up top here. Now $13.99 by 14. So again, on that buy side imbalance, that means the market maker has to make the liquidity in the market. There are not enough sell orders, is what they're saying, to match the buy orders that are out there. But it seems to me we have a pretty stable market here. And are they going to suppress those buys and possibly not settle them? They have to settle them before they go home for the day. So are they going to hold those and not settle them until after the close as the market maker? By providing that liquidity with shares that they hold on hand, because you can bet that it's changing hands. It's a huge difference. You get all these contracts. What do we got? 1253. We got time. Let's look at the volume again on the 14 level. You have 60,000 contracts traded at the $14 level on AMC. 60,000 contracts. So you got people freaking out right now because depending on how many call contracts they bought, how many call options they bought, you know, if they bought 50 call options at 14 and they got the bucks, let's say 50 times 100 times 14, and they got $70,000 and they got the cash in there, and let's say they bought those at 10, you know, who knows what they bought them at? They could have 20, 30, $40,000 on the line right now for those buys. So we'll see where we end up here, but certainly looking somewhat decent. Let's take another look at GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. 204, 203.60. 203.60 up $1.85. So volume concerns here based on these last sells on the ride down from there. Let's see the immediate. That's on the 3-minute. It's on the 30-second. There's AMC. Oh, there's my warning on the market. 5-minute warning. Saw that pop up on the screen there. And I'll get a 1-minute warning as well. So 13.98, 97. Again, we had a nice run here. Last check of the S&P 500 map. Sorry about the delay over there on YouTube. I know it's about 30 seconds or so. We have 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes left. 4 minutes left, 4 minutes, 10 seconds left, right around there in the market on the day. A lot of stuff in the green now. The bank's basically dragging some things down on a mix. So with that, that puts us with 2.6 positive on the S&P. It's struggling. It is struggling here to remain green on the day. All those index funds, remember, you got index futures expiring too. So depending on where they bought those at, like on the SPY and stuff like that, you got all those expiring today too here in 4 minutes. Come on, chair. It rolls into the ruts. So 1398.5 by 1399. So what that means, I'm buying over here on this side. So I got an order, a limit order ready to go. Oh, on the Nasdaq. I want smart market. Sorry. Hold on. Almost 3 minutes left to go. Three minutes. Let's scroll this over just a little bit here. Well, no, I want to see the tape. Oh, come on, stop that. I'm going to scrunch that a little bit. There we go. Battle for 14. Sorry it wasn't 15, boys. 14 million shares, buy side imbalance. This thing should be at like 14.10 right now. With a buy side imbalance that huge. Absolute manipulation. I get it. The whole market's manipulated. I understand. I agree. We just need transparency. If the market 1385, that's not good. There's the battle. There we go. 2 minutes left to go. Oh crap. It's got to get up some more before I put in a buy. Look at that. You don't think they were ready to do that? What is what's GameStop at? Let's see if they did that same thing to GameStop. 201.51. Nasdaq heading down, VIX and heading up. GameStop might have a better chance at it today. Well, crap. Got about a minute left. A lot of red. No buyer, not enough buyers. You got less than a minute left. 1390, come on. $93, $94, $95, $96, come on. It's got to get closer for me to hit the button, guys. It's got to get closer. Nope. No chance. No chance. So I did not place an order. I would have been blocked at 1384 by 50,000 shares. So my 1,000 would not have done anything to change that market. It would not have done anything to change that market. Okay. So I was ready to go. I had an order ready to go. Oh, because I clicked out, I would have had to change that. It was only on 500. But you had a $50,000 or a 50,000 share wall at 1384 on the sell side, and you weren't going to break that. You didn't have enough. You didn't have enough in there. But now it's going to pop. Now it's going to go up, because what I think happened is that 14 million shares for the first time, for the very first time in about a week and a half, on quadruple witching, they held those back. I'm saying it right here, clear as day. The market makers held those 14 million shares back, and I'll bet you they didn't settle them before the market closed. They're going to settle them in the aftermarket, and you had, you know, we won't know tomorrow how many of those, you know, but anything $14, you know, basically settled out of the money, and so that money was gone. GameStop, you dogs, they tried. Look at that, they tried, and it held. $200.27. So anybody with $200 call options on GameStop, you won. You won that one. Tesla. All right, Tesla, good job. Tesla closed above 650. That's good. My SQQs, we have volatility on the rise at the end there. So what did I lose today? Let's see. $2,900 today, but I was up 10 grand yesterday, so I don't care. You know, again, I had an order ready to go. I would have participated it, but you had a 50,000 share wall at 1384, and just no, it wasn't 1384. What was it at? It was higher than that. There was just no way. There's no way I could have put in an order that would have matched and possibly helped that situation to get it up to 14. They knew what they were doing. They waited till the last 3 minutes of the market to dump those shares to keep it below, and they dumped it 15 cents. 15 cents on 2 candles in less than 5 minutes. So they dumped that thing all the way down, and yeah, it's what they do, man. This is not a kid's game. This is real money, and the hedge funds are they're gonna do what they can, and they got more friends in the industry than any of us have. And but great day for me. Hey, I now own 3,000 more shares at $4 a share. So cha-ching. That's $12,000 on a buy for how much in stock? What did we close at? $13.93 times 3,000. There you go. About $29,000 profit. Thank you very much. So definitely a winner day for me, and that'll be reflected on my P&L on Monday. Wow, what a battle, huh? They're not even going to understand what happened over on Reddit. They will. Some of them will. Those that have access to the level 2 quotes, my local to the moon. But hey, that's a great week, man. What did we start out the week on? We ended up on the week, go to the 4 hour here, and let's look at where we ended up on the week here. And we'll go to the 15th. Where we at? Birthday day 11, 12, 15. Yeah, about 20-something%, 22%, 23% or so on the week. Oh yeah, that brings home the bacon quite well. Now we're saying, let's see. Somebody says, no longer selling at 2008-01. My new sale price is $13,930. You got a lot of childish quotes going on in there, threads in there. All right, folks, that's going to do it for today. I'll be over on Reddit, maybe making some snide comments or something. But, you know, definitely a good day overall, a good week overall for AMC. They did great job for GameStop and all the folks over on Wall Street Bets getting that thing to close up above $200 a share to 200.27. And again, AMC only dropping 7 cents on the day, but still up about 23% on the week since last Friday's close. So definitely a great showing by them on the week. Definitely a success. as far as that goes, and you know, that's a nice jump. Ballparkish, yeah, 23-24%. So that's going to do it for us for the week. Everybody enjoy their weekend. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. But again, you know, I'm still profitable. I now own 3,000 shares that I let exercise at $4 strike price. So 30 call options that just expired 6 minutes ago. So I own those shares now, and those will show up in my account that you'll be able to see come Monday morning. And then they'll have to go out and make sure that they get me my 3,000 shares. So screw them. I'm profitable on those, and like the shirt says, we got diamond hands. Okay, so remember that. Have a great weekend. Hopefully the market didn't upset you all this week a whole lot, and that you did get some good stuff that happened there, and you made some profits here and there, and definitely a super profitable week for me overall on the market all the way across the board. Took some losses, but my gains totally outstripped my losses. So I'm good on that. Thank you, AMC. Thank you, SQQs on the short position I took yesterday. And that's up a good 1463, whatever it is, 35 cents or whatever I'm up on that, off 1,000 shares plus a call options for April. So thank you for the stream. You're welcome. You're welcome night. We'll see you guys next week. Franco over there on YouTube, thank you very much for popping in. Hey, give me a comment down below, not in the chat, but on the comment on the YouTube. That would help the algorithms a little bit too, as we try and get more people to kind of build a community that y'all are going to decide how we get to build it. So your input's going to matter too. It's not just about me and the ones I'm looking at. These lists can grow to regular ones that we look at on a daily basis. And again, as some of this settles down and the market decides which way it's going to go, you guys are going to start seeing me do some scalping. I had a super good week on the profitable side where I didn't need to scalp, and so I don't need to throw money around just to stare at a computer and make a buy. I'll swing trade here and there, and then on the 23rd, on Tuesday, I'll have another $832.50 put into my account, courtesy of my dividends that I get on Rocket, which I no longer own. So I got the dividends, and I got about a 5% rise in the stock price when I sold it, both in one of my non-taxable accounts and on the taxable side. 500 shares in the non-taxable side and 250 shares on the taxable side. So we're good to go there. So listen, have a great weekend. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm Crypto Sonar, and we will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye now.